Hi, this is Kylie Coo. Welcome to my studio and welcome to week 39 of creating a positivity deck. And the prompt for this week is community. So I had no idea where this week's prompt or this week's card would take me, but I found it quite interesting because I ended up journaling more about this card than I've done with many others. So let me say a bit about what community brought out for me. Clearly, in terms of community, we might talk about different things. One of the things is simply the location that we live and the location that we cohabit with others, with our neighbours. And that's often referred to community. But one of the things that's talked about a lot these days is community spirit, or sometimes the lack of community spirit. And as I started to think about that, I thought, well, sometimes the only thing that you might share in common with another person is the fact that you do live in the same sort of vicinity as them. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have the same likes and interests. Obviously, one would hope that you both care for your community, for the vicinity in which you live, and that you would look out for your neighbours and that kind of thing. But perhaps that might be where community ends in terms of just existing alongside other people in the same location. And some people want to be more involved in the community in that sense, and others less so. And obviously it's down to each individual. But for me, community means connection. It means being with or connecting with like-minded people. So it's not just about the location. That may be one thing that we share, but the like-mindedness, I think, is more. So it may be about shared beliefs, shared values, shared passions. I think it's also about a sense of love in its widest sense. And I think a community of that sort, there are kind of no limits to it. And the other thing that struck me is that we can belong to more than one community. We can be a part of several communities. And I think that's what was starting to come out in my card. I had no idea where I would go with this card. I just pulled out these colour pencils and just started to draw these kind of rough circles. And this week I did a little bit of journaling before I started my card, but also a bit after I'd completed it. And all the way through creating the card, I was thinking about community and what it means to me. And the other kind of things that were starting to come out was that I find a sense of pride. I find a sense of belonging in many of the communities that I choose to be a part of. And there's something about sharing and caring that goes on in those communities. And after I'd finished my card, I realised that a community should be built on respect, on understanding. We should all have a belief in each other and to hold each other within that community. And as I say, I believe we can be a member of different communities, and some of those communities will overlap. And again, I think that's what was coming out in my card today, that there is a connection between some communities that we're in and others are perhaps separate, and that just reflects our lives, our interests, what we care about. But there was something nice, I think, about the kind of joined upness of some of the communities where there perhaps is a kind of cross-fertilisation of ideas shared between them, and I think that's very much something within the kind of art and craft community. And I very much felt that what I have through my YouTube channel is a community, and what I do through the positivity deck is very much a community. It doesn't mean to say we all have to be exactly the same and have exactly the same beliefs, but there's something in common between us. And I certainly feel that sense of pride and belonging and sharing and caring in doing this positivity deck with you. And I hope that those of you that are following along also feel that. So yes, community held a lot for me, and I feel very grateful for the fact that we have community. So I'm putting some colour on my card. I just felt that the circles needed to be encased with something, and it was this colour turquoise. Why I picked turquoise, I don't know, but it just felt like the colour that called to me today. And you'll see as I go on through the card that I do a bit more colouring. I then bring out some white to go around the circles, and then just a little bit of pen. So a very straightforward card. So, as I've done in previous weeks, I'm just going to put the rest of this to music just now, and I'll join you again towards the end. And perhaps you can use this bit of quieter time while I'm not talking to reflect on what community means for you. hope you've enjoyed this week's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do join me again. Bye for now.